Mr. Rabbit's vegetable garden. Mr. Rabbit had a very large vegetable garden. In this garden, all you could see were rows and rows of vibrant orange carrots. One day, a little sparrow flew over and said, "Wow, those carrots look delicious. Mr. Rabbit, could you give me one to taste?" "No," Mr. Rabbit replied with a stern expression, denying the request. The little sparrow hung its head in disappointment and flew away. Not long after, a hippopotamus approached and said, "Wow, those are huge carrots. They must be so tasty. Mr. Rabbit, could you give me one to taste?" "No," Mr. Rabbit exclaimed firmly, his eyes narrowing. The hippopotamus licked its lips and walked away, dejected. A little later, a giraffe came running and said, "Wow, those carrots look delicious. Mr. Rabbit, could you give me one to taste?" "No," Mr. Rabbit said, furrowing his brow. The giraffe swished its tail in disappointment and walked away. That night, a storm raged, and heavy rain flooded Mr. Rabbit's vegetable garden. "Oh no, my garden, my precious carrots!" Mr. Rabbit's cries of despair could be heard echoing far and wide. The little sparrow, the hippopotamus, and the giraffe came rushing to see what had happened. "Look, look, what I've found!" the giraffe excitedly shouted. In the corner of the garden, they had discovered a young carrot plant that had survived the flood. "Hooray! The carrots are saved!" the little sparrow chirped happily as it flapped its wings around the garden. "Mr. Rabbit, please don't cry. Let's rebuild your garden together. Look at my strength." The hippopotamus patted its chest, comforting Mr. Rabbit. With smiles on their faces, they started working together to restore the garden. Their hard work, sweat, and teamwork bore fruit, and the garden flourished. A year later, the garden was vibrant and abundant. It boasted not only orange carrots but also purple eggplants, yellow potatoes, green zucchinis, and red tomatoes. Mr. Rabbit invited the little sparrow, the hippopotamus, and the giraffe to a feast of vegetable cake made from the bountiful harvest of the garden. The garden once again became a lively and colorful place. In the garden, you could see the vibrant hues of different vegetables: purple eggplants, yellow potatoes, green zucchinis, and the ever-delicious orange carrots. Mr. Rabbit served his friends a delicious vegetable cake, a delightful treat made from the rich harvest of the garden. Moral of the story: sharing and cooperation can lead to great rewards and bring joy to everyone involved.